Have you ever wondered if your actions or words might be creating distance between you and your children as you get older? It's a common concern for many parents, even those who feel they're doing what's best. Sometimes, small habits or well-meaning phrases can have a bigger impact than we realize. In today's video, we're diving into 10 important things to avoid saying or doing to ensure you maintain a healthy, loving relationship with your children as you age. These simple yet powerful strategies will help you stay connected, improve communication, and build stronger emotional bonds. By the end, you'll be equipped with tools to foster trust, love, and understanding, creating a more harmonious environment with the people who matter most. Let's dive in. 1. Don't compare your children to others. It's natural for parents to compare their children to others, especially when they see the successes or abilities of other kids. Maybe you've heard about the neighbor's child excelling in sports, or your co-worker's son getting into a prestigious college. It's tempting to think, can't my child be more like that? However, comparing your child to others, whether intentionally or not, can hurt their self-esteem and confidence. Every child is unique, with their own set of strengths, talents, and challenges. Your child may not excel in the same ways that others do, but that doesn't mean they are any less capable. They may have incredible talents or qualities that aren't as immediately visible, but are just as important. For instance, your daughter may not be a star athlete, but she may have an incredible sense of empathy, a gift for creativity, or a unique problem-solving ability. These traits may not always show up in the same ways, but they are invaluable just the same. Instead of focusing on the achievements of others, it's important to appreciate and nurture your child's individual strengths and interests. Encourage them to pursue what excites them, even if it's different from the path that others might take. Show genuine interest in their hobbies, goals, and passions, and be their biggest cheerleader. When children feel that they are seen and valued for who they truly are, it boosts their self-esteem and gives them the confidence they need to thrive. Remember, building a child's confidence starts with affirming their worth and focusing on their unique qualities. When your child feels supported and accepted by you, they will be more likely to embrace their strengths, overcome challenges, and feel empowered to reach their full potential. By shifting the focus away from comparison and toward appreciation, you help create an environment where your child can flourish in their own way. Second, stop comparing their struggles to your own. Every generation faces its own set of challenges. While we may have experienced our difficulties in the past, the pressures today's children face can feel very different. It can be tempting, especially when we see our children struggling, to compare their current battles to the challenges we faced when we were their age. Perhaps you recall the struggles you went through during tough economic times, or the hardships you faced in building a career or a family. But it's important to remember that each generation has its own unique set of obstacles, and today's world presents its own set of pressures that previous generations may not have experienced. Today's children are navigating a landscape that includes fierce competition in the job market, skyrocketing student debt, the ever-present stress of balancing demanding work schedules with personal lives, and the overwhelming influence of social media. These modern-day stressors can be incredibly taxing, and they often don't look the same as the struggles you faced when you were young. For example, while you may have worked hard to climb the corporate ladder, your child may be facing the uncertainty of gig work or trying to secure a job in a rapidly changing economy. When we compare their struggles to our own, it can make them feel as though we don't truly understand what they're going through. It might even come across as dismissive, as if their problems aren't as significant as the challenges we faced. Instead of comparing, take a step back and listen. Ask your child about what they are going through and listen with empathy and an open heart. Try to understand their point of view and the pressures they are experiencing. By offering your support without comparison, you create a space where your child feels heard and validated. You don't need to have all the answers, but just acknowledging their struggles can make a huge difference in their emotional well-being. Instead of telling them how tough things were for you, show them that you are there to provide understanding and comfort. It's not about fixing everything for them, but about showing that you care and that you're on their side as they work through their challenges. Ultimately, the key is to be a source of support and empathy, not a measuring stick for their struggles. This will help build trust, foster a deeper connection, and allow your child to feel understood and valued in their unique journey. 3. Don't keep bringing up their past failures. We all face setbacks and challenges in life. It's a natural part of growing up and learning. No one is immune to failure, but it's how we handle it and move forward that defines us as parents. It's important to recognize that your child, just like you, will make mistakes along the way. These missteps are not only inevitable, but necessary for their growth and development. However, repeatedly bringing up their past failures or mistakes can do more harm than good. It can make them feel ashamed, embarrassed, or discouraged, preventing them from moving past their mistakes and growing into the person they are meant to be. Think about it. How would you feel if someone constantly reminded you of a mistake you made years ago? Even after you've worked hard to improve, it would be hard to feel confident or motivated to try again, right? The same holds true for your child. When you continually bring up their past failures, you risk reinforcing feelings of inadequacy rather than encouraging growth and resilience. It may cause them to feel that their worth is tied to past mistakes rather than how much they've learned or how far they've come. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, try to shift the focus to their efforts and the progress they've made. Acknowledge the steps they've taken to improve and celebrate their successes, no matter how small. Whether it's overcoming a difficult challenge at school, learning a new skill, or simply persevering through tough times, recognizing these efforts will build their confidence and help them feel proud of the person they are becoming. Celebrating their resilience, even in the face of adversity, is a powerful way to show your child that they are more than just their mistakes. It reinforces the idea that failure isn't the end. It's simply part of the process of growth. When you focus on their perseverance, not their past failures, you help them build emotional strength and the confidence to keep pushing forward. As a parent, there's no greater gift you can give than the belief in their ability to rise above challenges and succeed. 4. Avoid negative words. The world today is vastly different from the one many of us grew up in, and today's younger generation faces unique challenges, from navigating rapidly evolving technology to balancing the pressures of work, school, and personal life. Their daily lives can often feel overwhelming. As parents, it's natural to feel concerned about the choices they make, especially when it seems like their decisions are very different from the ones you would make. However, expressing negativity or disapproval toward their choices, whether it's about their career, relationships, or lifestyle, can have unintended consequences. When you use negative words or criticize their decisions, it can increase their pressure and make them feel misunderstood instead of helped. This can create emotional distance, as they may start to feel judged rather than supported. It's important to remember that the struggles they face and the choices they make are part of their journey. What may seem like a misstep to you could be a vital learning experience for them, or simply something that works for them in ways you don't yet understand. Instead of immediately criticizing or voicing disapproval, try to approach the situation with curiosity and empathy. Ask questions that show genuine interest in their experiences and challenges. For example, instead of saying, "I don't understand why you're choosing that career path," try asking, "What do you like most about that job? And what challenges are you facing in it?" This opens the door for a more meaningful conversation and shows your child that you care about their perspective, even if it differs from your own. By understanding their point of view, you create a space where your child feels safe and heard. It fosters connection and strengthens the family bond, because they'll know you're not just focused on correcting them, but on supporting them through the struggles they face. Engaging with them in this way helps to bridge the generation gap and shows that you're invested in their well-being and personal growth. In the end, when we approach our children with understanding and positivity, we not only help them navigate their challenges, but also create a relationship based on mutual respect and trust. 5. Don't talk too much about your sacrifices as parents. We often make sacrifices for the sake of our children, whether it's giving up our time, dreams, or even career aspirations. It's natural to want the best for your children, and sometimes that means putting your own needs or desires on hold. However, while these sacrifices are made with love, repeatedly talking about them can have unintended consequences. Constantly bringing up the things you've given up to help your children can make them feel guilty or burdened, which is the last thing you want. Instead of focusing on the sacrifices you've made, shift the conversation towards celebrating their growth and independence. When you talk too much about what you've sacrificed, your child may begin to feel like they owe you something. Even if that's not your intention, it can create an emotional weight that they may struggle to carry, especially if they feel that their success is inextricably tied to your past choices. Instead of making them feel indebted, celebrate the joy you found in watching them grow into capable, independent individuals. Expressing the satisfaction of seeing them thrive is a far more positive and empowering way to share your feelings with them. Your sacrifices are often best expressed through your actions and love, not through constant reminders of what you've given up. The love you show by supporting their dreams, helping them through tough times, and guiding them with your wisdom is a much more powerful message than any verbal acknowledgement of your sacrifices. Your children will see your love in the quiet acts of kindness and the time you've spent nurturing them. They will appreciate these gestures deeply, even if they don't fully understand the extent of your sacrifices. Ultimately, when you stop focusing on what you've given up and instead focus on the joy of their journey, you create a healthier and more positive dynamic. Your children will feel empowered to live their own lives without the burden of guilt, knowing that their success is what truly matters to you. And in the end, that's the most fulfilling way to express your love. 6. Don't say you can't do anything anymore. As we get older, it's completely natural to experience changes in our physical abilities. Whether it's slowing down or feeling less energetic, these shifts can sometimes make us feel like we're losing our capabilities. While it's okay to acknowledge that we may not be able to do things the way we once did, repeatedly saying, "I can't do anything anymore," can hurt those around us, especially our children. Hearing this can cause them to worry or feel sad, as they may start to see us as frail or helpless, even though we still have so much to offer. Instead of focusing on the things you can't do, focus on what you can still do and the wisdom you've gained over the years. Even though you may not be able to run a marathon or lift heavy objects like you once could, your life experiences and lessons are incredibly valuable. Sharing your wisdom, offering advice, and providing support in other ways can still make a significant difference in the lives of your children and grandchildren. For example, rather than focusing on physical limitations, emphasize the emotional and mental strengths you've developed. Share stories from your past, offer guidance based on lessons learned, and let them know that while you may slow down physically, you still have much to contribute. Patience and perspective can be a source of inspiration, helping younger generations navigate their challenges with greater clarity and strength. By focusing on what you can offer, whether it's emotional support, valuable advice, or simply being a calming presence, you show your children and grandchildren that aging doesn't mean losing your value. It can enhance your ability to influence those around you in meaningful ways. Embrace the wisdom and life experience that come with aging, and remember that you can still be a positive force in the lives of your loved ones. 7. Don't say you don't want anyone to take care of you. As we grow older, many of us feel like we should avoid burdening our children or loved ones with our needs. It's common not to want to be a source of stress or difficulty for those we care about. However, repeatedly saying, "I don't want anyone to take care of me," can have unintended consequences. While you may think you're sparing your children from responsibility, it can make them feel sad and disconnected, or even cause them to withdraw from offering help. Children, especially as they become adults, often want to care for their parents as an expression of love. They want to be there for you, just as you were there for them when they were growing up. When you reject their offers of help, it can make them feel like their care is unwanted or unnecessary, leading to them withdrawing or hesitating to offer support in the future. It's important to recognize that accepting help is not a sign of weakness, but rather an opportunity to deepen your bond with your children and allow them to show their love and appreciation for you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. Instead of pushing away the support they offer, try to be open about accepting help, even if it feels uncomfortable. When you allow your children to care for you, you're not only making life easier for yourself, but also giving them the chance to express their affection and gratitude. Let them know that you value their support and that their care is meaningful to you. This fosters a sense of connection and trust, reinforcing the idea that family bonds are about mutual care, respect, and understanding. Remember, it's okay to need help, and in fact, it can strengthen relationships by accepting assistance. Whether it's in the form of a kind gesture, a shared task, or simply spending time together, you show your children that you trust them and that you value the love they want to give. It's a powerful way to create a sense of interdependence and ensure that your family remains close-knit and supportive as everyone ages. 8. Don't blame them for not showing enough interest in you. As parents age, it's natural to want to feel the same level of attention and care from our children as we did when they were younger. However, as children grow older and live busy lives with careers, families, and personal responsibilities, they may not always have the time or energy to check in as frequently as you might like. If you start feeling neglected or as though they aren't showing enough interest in you, it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming them. Unfortunately, this can create unnecessary guilt and distance, which may strain your relationship. Instead of pointing fingers or making them feel guilty, try to understand their situation. Remember, they too are juggling their challenges, and their busy lives may prevent them from reaching out as often as they'd like. By recognizing this, you can cultivate empathy toward them and avoid creating tension. Instead of focusing on what they aren't doing, shift your focus to what you can do for yourself. Finding joy in your activities, whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time with friends, or exploring new interests, will keep you engaged and fulfilled. This shows your children that you are content, healthy, and capable of enjoying life on your own terms. In turn, they'll feel secure in knowing that you are well taken care of emotionally and not relying on them for constant attention. It's important to remember that your children's love and support don't have to be measured by the frequency of their contact or attention. By focusing on your own happiness and maintaining a sense of independence, you create a more relaxed and positive dynamic. Your children will feel reassured knowing that you are doing well, fostering stronger, more understanding relationships. Ultimately, their love and care will remain present, but by focusing on your own happiness, you are also showing them the importance of self-sufficiency and fulfillment in later life. 9. Don't criticize small things as we age. It's natural to become more attuned to the small details around us as we age. Perhaps you've noticed more clutter around the house or felt frustrated by missed phone calls or forgotten appointments. While these little changes may seem minor, they can sometimes stir up emotions, especially if they disrupt our usual routine. Constantly criticizing these small things can create unnecessary tension, making your children feel burdened or criticized. Instead, approach these situations with patience and understanding. Everyone has their own habits, routines, and preferences, and as time goes on, it's important to recognize and respect those differences. For example, your child may be juggling a busy work schedule. While they may forget to call as often as you would like, it's likely not due to neglect. it's simply part of their pressures. Similarly, small messes or changes in your home environment may feel more pronounced to you, but it's essential to accept these differences with kindness rather than frustration. By letting go of the need for perfection and showing tolerance for life's imperfections, you create a calmer, more loving atmosphere in your home. This approach helps maintain a peaceful relationship where both you and your children can feel comfortable. Instead of focusing on what isn't exactly how you'd like it, focus on the bigger picture, the love and connection that bind your family together. Acceptance and flexibility are key in navigating these moments. By adjusting your expectations and responding with grace, you create a positive environment that supports both your emotional well-being and that of your children. 10. Don't overly worry about your health. As we grow older, it's natural to become more aware of our health. We may notice physical changes and become more mindful of maintaining a good quality of life. However, constantly voicing concerns about your health or focusing excessively on what's not quite right can create anxiety for your children. Repeated worries about aging or health issues can leave them feeling overwhelmed or helpless, even if they are doing their best to support you. Instead of fixating on health concerns, try shifting your focus toward maintaining a positive attitude and finding joy in life's small pleasures. While it's perfectly okay to acknowledge that things are changing, it's just as important to embrace the aging process with grace and optimism. Enjoying simple activities, like taking a walk, reading a book, spending time with loved ones, or indulging in a favorite hobby, helps you focus on what you can still do, rather than dwelling on limitations. When you show a positive outlook on life and embrace aging with acceptance, you not only improve your own well-being, but also offer reassurance to your children. They will feel more at ease, knowing that you are taking care of yourself and maintaining a sense of independence. Your calm and optimistic approach to aging will remind them that you are strong and resilient, and they don't need to worry about you constantly. By accepting the natural changes that come with aging and focusing on life's joys, you create an atmosphere of peace and security for both you and your children. Instead of worrying about what's beyond your control, you'll set an example of how to live fully and gracefully. Conclusion: it's clear that maintaining strong, loving relationships with our children as we age requires intentional communication, empathy, and patience. Small changes in how we express ourselves can have a big impact on the bond we share with our loved ones. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you plan to bring into practice in your life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content. Your support helps us continue to share these important lessons with you.